Alright, so let's say that you want to play Parsec on Switch with your friends, and you want to play some local co-op games, but normally you'd have to buy a bunch of third-party products such as the Titan 2 or the Titan 1, and those cost a lot of money. And plus, I've also heard that the Titan 2 only supports up to one controller at a time. Let's say you want 3 controllers on your Switch instead of just one. Maybe there's a 4-player game you want to play. Or, you're just like me and you don't want to spend $500 on an accessory that'll let your friends connect to your Switch. Well, thankfully, I have the solution for that. So this is shill Plus, I guess we'll call it. It lets people connect to your Switch on Parsec. Now, for this tutorial, you will need to have a homebrew Switch, which will only work on a Switch that came out in 2017. So if you do not have a homebrew Switch, then you're going to be out of luck for this tutorial. If you do want to homebrew your Switch, I recommend looking up a tutorial on that. Preferably, the best place to find that would be the actual Switch homebrewing site itself, which goes through everything you need to know about hacking the Switch. If you do have a homebrewed Switch, we can continue with this tutorial. So what you'll need is the shill Plus. Just gonna go to the page, just download the input.pc.py and the shill Plus. You're also going to want the shill Plus client as well. Download that as well. You can get it at shill Plus client beta. You're also going to want to download Python if you don't have it, since Python will be injecting a Python script. The Python script is required for this tutorial. It's how people are going to be able to connect to your Nintendo Switch. Now, thankfully, I have shill Plus installed already. I have the client right here. I also recommend putting the input.pc.py inside the shill Plus folder so that everything's in a really convenient place. So if you have shill Plus downloaded, you're going to want to extract the files, and you see this atmosphere folder. You're going to want to put that on the root of your SD card. That'll have a boot flag that'll launch the next time you reboot your homebrew, and that's what will allow people to connect to your Switch. Now, if you have the shill Plus on your Switch, and you also have the client program on your computer, and you have Python installed, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click so that this text is highlighted, type in CMD, and this will open up a Windows 32 command prompt window. Now, there are 2 codes that you need to run for this to work. What you're going to want to do is type in py3mpip install inputs. Now, if you have the inputs in the same folder, I've already installed it, but if you are doing it for the first time, it'll say you've installed them. So that's how you'll know you did it correctly. The next thing you're going to want to do is type in input.pc.py and then your IP address for your Switch. Then press enter, and if you have no controllers connected, it'll say no gamepads found. So what I'm going to do for this next part is I'm going to plug my Xbox controller into my PC. Okay, so now I have my Xbox controller plugged in. I'm going to type in the code again, and what you'll notice now is it'll say you have an Xbox 360 controller connected to your Switch. Now, as you can see, I have my Switch hooked up, and you can see I have my Xbox controller right here plugged into my computer. So you're going to see that when I move my controller, Xbox controller, it acts like a second controller. So you can see by the bottom left, it'll say that I have 2 controllers connected. And when you go to controllers, and if you go to change grip order, you'll see that I have a Kirby controller connected to my Switch. Now, unfortunately, if you go to change grip order, it will mess things up. You can see I'm pressing buttons on my controller, Xbox controller. It's not doing anything. So if this happens, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go to your album and go to reboot to payload. Now that I have my Switch rebooted, you'll notice that I have my Xbox controller connected again. So basically, you're not going to want to do change grip order or else that'll mess things up. So just keep that in mind. But as long as you do it this way, you will have your Xbox controller, or any controller that's connected on Parsec will work too. I did test it out with my buddy Jose a few nights ago, and I can confirm that it works. And different buttons that you press, it'll register different inputs to your Switch. So that's what that Python script does. And with that, you can play any Switch game that you want with your friends, including Mario Party, Super Mario 3D World, New Super Mario Bros. U, and the list goes on. So yeah, that's how you do that. So if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to like and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch. And if I come across any other cool things you can do on Switch or hacking in general, I'll let you guys know. So see you guys then.